Alright guys, we're back with another episode of Inside the Mind of Zykoma. This time I just want to focus on the fact that aggression in the endgame is almost essential in Pop-Up Cup, just so you can put yourself in the best position for the final, top 3, top 4, top 5 fight. I just think that when people are rotating, they're at their weakest point, and just because they can't shoot back at you because the storm's on their back. And if you choose to shoot at them during that point in time, then you're going to have the best chances of actually getting the kill and securing the 50 HP and the 150 mats. We're landing Dusty here. I just know the ins and outs of this place really, really well. I don't see anyone right off the rip. I do see a pump here. Well, I see this guy coming in, right? Super late. I have a gun already, and he just landed, so in my opinion, I really should be going for the kill. Unfortunately, he just ran inside, so... And ideally, if we do get this kill without taking any damage, we'll be at 200 HP. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now, we're just trying to locate him using sound cues, right? Footsteps or any sort of sounds you make by switching weapons or whatever. So I'm trying to, even if you can't locate him, which I don't really know where he is at this point because he's not moving around, you can try to bait him out by breaking roofs and stuff. Then he'll start moving because he thinks he can see you after you break it, right? We don't get any sort of indication, but we spot him here throwing dynamite. Move sideways away from explosions. Moving sideways is one of the best movements you can do for any sort of explodes that the opponent has. And we just use the angles there, right? So if we stay under him, he can't shoot us. And with using a third-person peek, we can actually jump up and shoot before he can react. I just want to go through that fight again. I use the pump and the time windows of the pump delay to run underneath him, so he can't shoot back and retaliate. I don't have mats here, right? So that's the only option I have. So we trade damage here, right? I won that trade because he did less damage to me than I did to him. But, he had the potential to do more damage if he landed a headshot or whatever, so that's not really efficient. But it's important that I do take a shot at him and not just, tunnel in on running underneath his position here. Because as I'm running in, right? As I'm running in this way, it's important that if he does peek and shoot down at me, I need to shoot back at him. So if we trade equal amount of HP, right? Then really nothing happened. Obviously we're at lower HP together, but it's so much better that I trade damage with him than just taking free damage and running inside. So that's why I make sure I place my crosshair up at where he could pop up and trade damage with him while I'm running to my good position. Why is this position good? I can stand right here, right? He lands up here, and he can't see me because of this floor. He has to move up forward more, and during that time I can just jump up and shoot at him faster than he can react to me, seeing me suddenly. It's all the angles, right? So you can actually see this happen right here. That angle, and I can third-person peek him. I see him before he sees me, and I can react faster. There's actually some interesting angles that just work out. And some of them, actually, the better position to be in, sometimes, is the low ground position. Not always, but sometimes. There's actually quite a few examples. But there are more scenarios in which the high ground angles are better, which is why people prefer high ground. So anyways, we're doing the standard loot, get 500 mats each, and kill anyone we run into so that we don't lose any of our potential loot, right? So, for example, if there's someone in Dusty, right, and I don't have enough loot for the end game or enough shields or whatnot, I think it's a good choice to just fight him right now, right? Because if you do die, right, I run to Dusty and die, I wasted max like 4 minutes, right? But if I choose not to die and then turtle up all the way to end game, but I'm not in a position to win end game, if I die in end game, then there's no point of it, right? And I wasted 20 minutes playing a game with no real point reward. So it's important that I play aggressive in the earlies and slow it down as I get closer to top 15, top 10, whatnot. So again, I'm going to speed ahead past this part because I'm just farming up. While we're looting, the person in Dusty, he actually goes on top of the building that I'm in right here, right? I hear him, which is exactly why I turtle up, right? He's actually breaking the metal roof right there. So I'm looking to snipe him if he peeks up. But I think he realized that's what I was doing, so I double ramp upwards. Do a quick double 90, right? Unfortunately, he missed. This fight would have been so different if he just hit that shot, and I really think he should have hit that shot. It was just a mechanical mistake on his part by not, hitting any sort of shot at all, right? And then, obviously, because I hit my shot and he didn't hit his shot, our HPs are ridiculously, unequalized, and I can just win that fight easily if we just trade equal damage from there on. Also, adding to that fact, I had high ground afterwards, so I really had no reason to lose that. Now we're just going to rotate. Now, here's my plan, right? Here's my plan. So, if you just pretend this map is bigger, and it's like this, right? The plane, we have a mountain right here, right? We have a mountain right here with planes right here, right? Don't we? And there's a zip line that goes from Dusty right onto that mountain. So that's my plan, right? Now that I have max mats, and pretty decent loot, right? You know, I can take mushrooms on the way there, because they're scattered all across Dusty Divot. I can take all the shrooms, maybe get to 75 shield or 100 shield, depending on how comfortable I feel here. And really just get myself ready and get on that plane and just fly around and kill time. Because in the plane meta, in my opinion, that is the best way to get to endgame. Consistently. You could get to endgame by playing aggressive and killing people, but honestly that is a lot of risk that you're taking when endgame points are worth so much more. Top 10, top 3, top 1 are worth 6 points total and 2 each. Whereas kills is 3 different fights that you have to take before you get 1 point. That is ridiculously skewed, and I think placement points are worth a lot more. Obviously, in a high point game where people all understand that, you're obviously going to have end games with 30, 40 people. But in this case, end games are a lot easier to get to because people don't really understand that at the 17 point game level. Not as well as people in the 30 point or 40 point game level, right? So, really just getting ourselves ready, because in the plane meta, I think that is the best way to get to endgame consistently. I don't think it's fair. I think planes need to be adjusted because you can do that. But I think it is the best way to do it, regardless of what's fair or not, right? Now, it's important to remain aware of your surroundings, even if you think Dusty's clear, because the guy we just killed most recently seems to have came from Dusty. But people can rotate, right? Now, this guy rotated in. Luckily for us, we sniped him. Super important that we were aware and recognized that, you know, people have a potential to rotate in. Because we were so aware, right, and saw that ramp, it really allowed us to line up the shot. If we didn't realize he was there, you know, and we're looking somewhere else, or we're being too careless by just farming without, you know, looking around too much, then it could have been us that got sniped, right? So awareness is super important, even in the situations where you don't think, you know, there's people there. So I'm ready for the end game, ready as I can be. With maybe I'm lacking rift to goes or grapplers, but really I'm not going to be too greedy. It's top 25 with the first circle just closing in. That is super good. This is a great game for me. I really need to just make it to end game. So I grab a plane and I fly around as long as I possibly can, really. Until I get shot down, really. Or the circle becomes too small for the plane to be effective. Essentially, I'm trying to avoid fights, dodge fights. I'm really not shooting at anyone, but someone seems to be shooting at me, right? A plane. I'm keeping an eye on this right here, right? Because as soon as this gets to that point or this point, right? Somewhere around here, that's when I jump out. Consistently just keeping an eye on my HP and just trying to do some dodging, right, so I can reduce the amount of damage I take. Now notice how I look back to see if I can, you know, hijack the other plane, because if I do pull off a hijack, number one, his plane is full HP because I never shot at it, and number two, I could either get the kill or do a lot of damage to him so that he jumps out, or just make him jump out, period. Because if he jumps out, I get a full HP plane and I could buy way more time that for sure would get me to top 10, you know. So that's the point of me trying to go for the hijack. Unfortunately, he was high. He's really, really high in the sky, so I didn't really get the opportunity to do that. So I built a turtle around the wood using the same principle that I talked about before, where you can build a turtle around a certain material and then farm it so that you refresh your mats back to 500. Notice how I just built a wood turtle, but my mats are at 500 because I built it around the tree. Right? Now, I'm scared of using wood here, which is why I built a brick turtle. But you can sort of mitigate that because the only real threat that I see... I'm going to pause it here. The only real threat that I see in this current area that could potentially heavy snipe Deagle or AR me through the wood is back here, right? I mean, look at the map, mini-map right here. It's up here, right? So what do? I build a brick turtle in that direction, right? So it gives a couple layers for me. It gives me this wall, the brick wall, then it gives me this wood wall, right? So as soon as he starts shooting, when this brick wall starts taking damage, I can instantly just hold this wood wall, right? Alternatively, I could hide in this brick turtle but down here, right, instead of being over here. But what that does is puts me closer to the danger of the people that I recognize up here, right, towards this way. So I just make extra layers between me and him so that I cannot be surprised by any sort of AR spam or heavy sniper deagle combo. Also gives me more flexibility because I have 2 boxes and I can move around a lot more. So if someone starts spraying this wood, I can instantly edit this wood and then make sure I get into the brick turtle. So it's a waiting game. No reason to move right now. I don't know where the next circle is. We're really just waiting for this to tick down to 0, right? Because as soon as that ticks down to 0, we have information of when where the next circle is going to be located. Then we can move, because then we have reason to move. Because 14 people, right? 14 people in this large of a circle isn't enough pressure to prevent me from doing an early rotation. Whereas, you know, if this number right here, instead of 14, right, it was 30 in this circle. Now that's a lot of people. There's probably people here, 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 really close to me, that I wouldn't just default to an early rotation like I do right now. Because people could shoot at me very, very easily as I do this rotation. So I might need a distraction or some sort of, you know, alternative strategy to get to the next zone here. So I sort of build a turtle around this house. I'm really just trying to replace this whole house. Unfortunately for me, I didn't even hear him, okay? Because he was really, really smart and stayed completely still as I broke that wall. So he stays completely still. So I take a little bit of height, so I'm less accessible to him. So he's gonna have to shoot through all my wood. He doesn't. He stops being aggressive until he starts shooting again, actually. But the whole point is I need to get my shields off, right? So the safest place to do that is on height, because he either has to build up or shoot me down, and I can react to either one of those, right? Whereas if I stayed on his level and started mining up, I'm in a much more dangerous situation. The bad thing about running into him was that I had to waste a lot of mats. So now I'm at pretty much 0 brick, or 0 wood rather. The safer I play right now, the better it is. Why? Because it's super close to top 10. Super, super close to top 10. It's top 12 right now. How bad would it be to die right now and miss out on the 2 free points that I achieved by just doing nothing and being safe? Now, let's talk about the point of this video, right? In this video, I really want to focus on being aggressive, right? What am I missing? Guys, what am I missing? What can I possibly want in this situation that could help me, right? If the answer is nothing, then the only thing that kills provides for me is points, right? I'm missing a lot of things that a kill can benefit me with, especially in pop-up settings, right? Missing HP. If I get a kill, this goes to 100. Missing mats in every single category, right? Missing mats. And I'm missing mobility. I'm missing a potential loot item. This could be filled with a grappler and a rift to go, and I'm set for endgame. Unfortunately, at the moment, it is not, but we'll see how getting kills and being aggressive helps me get in that position, right? That's why I look for kills here. Obviously, the guy underneath me is in a pretty good spot, and spraying at him would not actually do anything. The best place to look for kills and look to be aggressive is people being pressured by either other things, either the storm or other people, right? That guy's being pressured by both, so he's a very, very vulnerable target. So that's what I look for, right? Look for him. I had reason to believe that he was low too because he was fighting other people as well, right? That's why I'm looking to be aggressive. Looking to be aggressive where I cannot be shot back. There's no reason they would shoot at me when they have to deal with each other. And there's no reason that this guy would shoot at me now when the storm's right on his back. That's why we both... I want to talk about something else too. This is crazy. Me and the guy below me did not agree beforehand that we would both shoot at him. So why did we both shoot at him simultaneously? Because obviously 2 guns are better than 1, right? So it's more likely that we're going to get the kill. And obviously one of us is going to benefit from that kill. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you silently agree to just focus down one person because, you know, it's 50% chance that one of you guys get it. You know, it's 50% chance that I get it. So I've all the interest in the world to shoot at him because I'm not being punished for it. And the 50% chance that he gets it and gets the kill or the points or the benefits, you know. And there's no punishment for him because he's only editing a window and he's not going to get shot from anywhere else. So I think that's super, super smart, and I think people often do that silently and without realizing it. Being aggressive can give you a lot of kills, and a lot of opportunities, and a lot of mats, and a lot of resources. So you should obviously be looking for opportunities in pop-up settings to do that. Other people may help you because it benefits them as well if they have a chance of getting the kill. So I'm looking for rotation because I only have 30 seconds here. Eventually I'm going to have to go. I was hoping he would go first, and I could, you know, AR him and pressure him. But he doesn't seem interested in that. He seemed interested of letting me go first, right? So we both had the interest of letting each other go first because we understood that shooting the guy on rotation is super advantageous, right? We both understood that. So it just became a game of chicken of who goes first. Unfortunately, you know, I realized, like, hey, it's going to become forever, and, like, you know, if no one goes, then we're both going to die. So I just took the risk. I took the worst position of rotating first and just stayed extremely aware of what was happening so that I could, you know, block off any shots that he takes. So now I have high ground, right? Staying in a tower like this is good because anyone rotating on the ground, because people at this big of a circle don't tarp or carpet on the 3rd or 4th, 5th layer. So most people are just going to be rotating on the ground, right? If someone rotates like this, after I'm in this position, I don't get hurt. I don't get threatened. I don't get pressured. I don't get anything. This is good, right? Because I'm safe. Because I'm on 3 levels of height here. This gives me all the reason to shoot at people because I am safe, right? The only person I have to worry about shooting at me is the person I'm shooting. That's the good thing. So I'm super close to circle. I don't have to go right now because I still have 47 seconds. There's no, I could go in, but I'm more interested in shooting at people and getting killed. Why? I'm missing health, and I'm missing a lot of mats, right? And potentially a grappler rift to go. All the 3 reasons I mentioned before, right? So if I get a kill, it's going to be super beneficial and put me in a really good place to win the endgame. That's why I'm looking to get a kill, and that's why I'm being aggressive. I'm being aggressive for a reason, right? If the reason is only points, and I don't really need anything else to win the endgame, and I have everything I need, then it could be labeled as a risk. Obviously, the more people you kill and the more empty the circles are, the more control you have over the game, and also the more likely you are to win that game because there are just simply less people in the server. So this guy's white, all right. You want to be focusing on the white targets because they're super close to death and they can give you the kills that you need. So I keep an eye on this guy. Try to spray through him. I'll also get another hit marker. Hit him for 20 again. I'm just trying to see if I can get some tricky hits because some people are not aware, especially the fact that I have a silent scar, right? So Storm's on my back now. I'll do a sort of late rotation into zone. Notice, we remember that this guy is white. Okay, the guy in the brick that we focused, that got the parachute. We see an opportunity to spray through a wall and kill him. This is where the silence guard does wonders here, because it's actually a lot harder to notice that someone's shooting at you when they have a silence weapon. So we notice that this guy has an item that everyone in the game wants, a rift to go. Why? Why is the rift to go so valuable in a situation like this? It gives you a free rotation without taking a lot of damage, right? Obviously, you can get focused by people down there, but if everyone's rotating, then realistically, not a lot of people are going to be worried about you. They're going to be worried about saving themselves and rotating properly. So I just hijacked that plane to pressure that guy to get out of the plane. Obviously, if I killed him, it would have been even better because I would have got even more mats and things of that nature. So now it's just a question of making sure I'm in zone and safe, because there are a decent amount of people in the circle, and I could get shot at any moment. So biggest priority is being safe, then I'll say aggressive, right? If I'm not safe, then there's no reason to go aggressive. If I'm in the open, and people are looking at me, there's no reason to go aggressive. Why should I? Right? It's good to do when people are focused on rotating, because they're preoccupied with something else. I'm going to see a couple examples of this right here, actually. Example number 1. This guy's rotating, he doesn't see me. He doesn't even have his gun out, right? He has his blueprint out. Example number 2. This guy's rotating as well. He doesn't see me. So we get 2 kills right off the rip there. It's going to help us win the end game, because we reduce the number of people in the circle. We have more control over the game. We have high ground because we cleared the people who are on the high ground, right? Can either force them down or kill them entirely, and you win high ground that way. So we have ultimate high right now, right? So that gives us freedom to AR people because it gives us good cover. We can duck back and take cover whenever we want. That's the advantage of high ground. So my biggest interest here is connecting to the mountain, because then they can't shoot me down and whatnot. That's exactly what I do. But I make a huge mistake here. What's my mistake? What's my mistake, guys? It looks all fine and dandy, right? My health is amazing. Health looks amazing, right? Health looks beautiful. 200 HP, not touched once. Guns are amazing. Everything looking fine and dandy. I have high ground too. Like it looks really, really good. This is my mistake right here. I didn't conserve my mats properly. Right? Can we go back? Let's go back. Let's talk about where we could have conserved our mats. Number 1, no one's focusing me here, right? Agreed? Can we agree on that? No one's focusing on me. So there's absolutely no reason for me to place cones and to even have a double layer, right? So what happens if they shoot me down? I land on this build right here. You can see it through the wood that I placed. I land on his build that is 2 blocks below me. Maybe 3, let's say it's 3. We don't really know for sure. But I land on the build, I'm safe, I'm not taking damage, I build up again, right? If I recognize the fact that I'm low on mats, that's going to be super, super beneficial for me, and I can really make a play based on that. So understanding how many mats you have throughout the entire game is of the utmost importance. You have to keep looking at the right side of your screen and understanding your numbers, right? You have to see this. Also, another crucial point of information that you should always check is this right here, right? Because if I'm on the high ground and I don't really see everywhere on the map, right? If I don't see back here, I haven't looked back there once. The reason I haven't looked back there, by the way, is because I do look at this number. I see 3. I know a guy's down here, and I know a guy's down here. So there's no reason to look back because there's no one there. I accounted for 3 people: me, this guy, and this guy. So I'm good. Now my problem is I didn't conserve Matt's wall at all. I don't need to double A here because number one, no one's focusing me. There's no reason to do this whatsoever. Because what does that really do? I just wasted 40, 50 mats for no reason. And now it would be really, really good if I had more mats here. Now, unfortunately, I take 198 to the head. Okay? I take 198 to the head. I don't have mats. This is the worst situation possible. Not only do I not have mats, but there's a guy right in front of me. Somewhere around here. I don't actually see him through the metal because the quality is kind of bad, but he's somewhere on the other side of this metal, okay? I don't have mats, I don't have HP, and he's somewhere on the other side of the middle. So what's my only option? What's the only option that's going to save me from this game? Because if I can't drop down. I cannot drop down on this side because I take fall damage and die. I cannot drop down on this side of the mountain and slide. I could maybe slide down, but that's kind of risky because this gives me high ground. And there's also a third person on the low ground, right? So I cannot do that. What's the only option that I have? It's important to recognize this, and the way you recognize this often is that by just playing a lot of games, right? So then you get a sense of what the best option is very, very quickly. Well, if I can't fall down and I die fall damage, I have to kill him, right? I have to kill him fast. Because killing him gives me 50 HP, and maybe that 50 HP is good enough for me to survive the fall damage that I'm about to take. Because I have to get down. I don't have mats. There's no reason for me to be up here, and if I get shot down, then I'm definitely going to die, for sure. So I have to go for this play. I have to kill him, right? So this is my only option here. And understand, the reason I'm confident in that option, and the reason I do kill him, is because I understand that I got him low before, right? We hit him for 136 exactly. We hit him with a couple SMG shots, and even a somewhat misplaced shotgun shot is gonna kill him. And same likewise for me, right? Same likewise for me. So the reason I jumped to the left, by the way, and not to the right, because the mountain can slow us down a little bit, so maybe it saves us HP from fall damage. So that's why I do. So we killed this last guy. We ended with 11 kills, and we propelled from 17 points all the way to 26 points. So reasons you should be aggressive in the end game. Okay, let's list. Okay, let's list a huge list. You know those lists in cartoons where it just trails all the way down to the floor, and like it's like a huge scroll that just like goes forever. That's basically the reason you should be aggressive in the end game. Let's reword that. The reason you should be aggressive while remaining safe, and not, to any sort of threat in the end game. So let's talk about it. Number 1. You get HP back because it's pop-up settings. Number 2, similarly, you get mats back, right? I'm actually gonna list this in the order of importance. Number 3. Actually, this could be debated on which is important. Number 3, you get items, so loot. Particularly, you get grappler. You could get the grappler. You could get the other godly item, which is the Rift to Go, because these gives you insane mobility and great rotations in the end game. Rift to Go, right? Number 4 would be the fact that you can eliminate people and create a more controllable game, right? Remove people, remove players, right? Because it's too crowded or whatever. But the thing is about this one right here, it doesn't have to be you that does this, right? So if you stay still, this is gonna happen naturally, right? If you stay still, this is gonna happen naturally. So if you have 200 HP, actually there is one more reason. Let's not go there yet. There is one more reason, right? In pop-up settings, kills can give you points. They're not great points, great, because if you get 1 kill, it's not gonna give you points. You get 2 kills, it's not gonna give you points. If you get that 3rd kill, it gives you a single point, right? So this is good. Let's talk about this. If you're at 200 HP, if you have max mats, and you have all the loot in the world, including these 2 godly items, then is there really a reason to go aggressive other than this final reason down here that isn't really significant because you get points by placement and you get kills in the end game anyways? Well, no, there is no reason, right? So then you should only be aggressive if you have all those things in the most safe situations possible, because you shouldn't be risking anything when there's nothing to get, right? If you're missing HP, for example, if you're at 150 HP, you're missing mats in every single category, right? Wood, metal, brick. You're missing loot in especially these items, because these items will win you the game, right? And you don't have more than 7 kills, which is the max points for kills. Then 100%, if you're not going aggressive right, and you're looking for kills while you're in a safe position, and the only person you have to worry about shooting back at you is the guy you're shooting at, then you're making a mistake, right? You're definitely making a mistake, because these are missed out opportunities that can give you the win later on. Something I did 5 minutes ago, right, won me the game. I can say that confidently. An action I did 5 minutes ago has an impact on the top two in a 1v1 or in the end game, right? So it's important to be aggressive when you're safe, because it can give you a lot of things, especially in competitive settings, right? So that's just the idea of this video and the idea of this VOD review that I wanted to get across. And I hope you guys actually look for your kills and just not only go for rotations and look for, you know, I think you have to look for your kills safely, right? You have to be smart for where you look for your kills. Because if you go for a kill and die, then there's no point in getting that kill at all. So it's important to be smart with your aggression, and you need to be calculated with your aggression. And that's about it. That's another episode banged out, dude. That's the second one today. Feeling good.